What's going on, boys? Thanks to our patrons and Fiverr customers, subscribe to our Patreon free for behind-the-scenes stuff, arm yourselves, life stuff. I think we'll be speeding through this one because it's late, but these are pointed emotions and thoughts. Earlier, I was gathering footage for a review of Psycho Giantess Dating Sim. Ooh, that fucking word. Ooh, that's why size is so much better. Size is more accurate because it's wider in scope, it sounds more innocuous, and it doesn't give you the chills or the creeps or the sweeps. If you've been around the channel for a while, you have an idea of what I'm into and why I would be reviewing this game. Need to support the community, maybe blow a load or something. And while it's tastefully made, the game is, and it is tapping into what I think is the source for these sexual feelings, it does it in a way that does not allow for that exorcism via orgasm. It's like it knows why a person would be into these things and then lures you in with the promise of exorcism, but then attacks those original reasons. And for me, size has been a lifelong research tool for soul examination. And while there are hundreds of conclusions or hundreds of factors and even more I haven't worked out or even begun to work out, an easy one, tier 1 on the tech tree, is powerlessness. That's one of the things you're grappling with, probably, if you're into size. Or at least power dynamics. And I call it an exorcism because I think what size does, and I'm sure other fetishes, you're taking something painful from your life and transmuting it into something positive, or at least impermanent, and then and then shooting it out of you. Now, Psycho doesn't allow you to do that. At least so far. I think I'm on day 5. Instead, it's an agitation mirror dressed sexy. It lures you in and then reveals itself to be a mirror. And you engage with media like this sometimes, in which it feels like the author or creator made this specifically to confront people or sorts of people about things and shame at them. But it doesn't feel like that's what's going on here. It doesn't feel like it's trying to get you. Instead, it is showing you your reality using your fantasy. And what is that reality? It's powerlessness. And playing this game, it has been fascinating because in Fantasyland, powerlessness is peak. It's the best thing. It's what you're looking for. But you already have powerlessness in reality, and when you're confronted with powerlessness in reality, it makes you want to commit harm unto others or unto yourself. Or and unto yourself. Because the game is broken up into 2 sections. And this goes day by day. In section 1, essentially you meet people and then decide who dies. Now, I get the feeling there are ways you can break the rules and get different endings and all these things, but the rules are clear, and I haven't figured out how to break them. Sounds familiar. It's always sounded familiar. And then section 2, you have a conversation. It's not really a conversation with your captor. And you must say what she wants to hear in the way she wants it said, or you die. And I usually have a good read on what I'm feeling, but I don't get that wet, organic feeling side of my feelings until it reaches some point or until it externalizes. And that's where I've learned to pay attention to my feelings. What is going on around me that I'm not paying attention to? And as I'm playing this game, I just happen to notice the Axis powers have showed up on my desk. The HK has migrated to my right. The black shirt sticker has migrated to my left. And I've got an American knockoff Japanese jacket on. It's like a robe Tony Soprano would wear, but shorter and stupider. And dealing with this horrible person, I can feel I am getting angry. And one of St. O'Neill's best lessons, for talking typology for a moment, especially for TI types, the moment you start feeling anything, you need to think about it. Why are you feeling this? What are you feeling and why are you feeling it? Psycho, or Psycho, is the main antagonist, and the longer I'm playing this game, the more all I want to do is RKED her. The good old ARCed. Truly the patrician way to deal with abusive people. And once again, if you've been around the channel for a while, you can work out what that is. Each little bit. And thinking about this, that is my instinct, or that's my fantasy for dealing with certain sorts of abusive people. But I don't think it's any mistake. Psycho is RKEDing people. That's part of why I want to RKED her. I'm not getting off on this at all, I'm getting angry. And I thought about why. Powerlessness is an easy thing to say, but think about it more. For me, I think, although powerless operates in tons of ways in my life, I've spent most of my life as an object for different people. They scoop me up because I have something. Then they pressure or force me to be what they want me to be, or do for them what they want done. And they expect me to be grateful and happy to be serving their needs at my expense. And then, when I break out, I lose a finger or something. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't last, because this is another one of those moments you don't know if there's something wrong with you or if there's something wrong with the world. But it seems like there's always another person ready to attack you or force you into their service. Why don't I have friends outside work connections? Why don't I date? Why do I give it my best to maintain distance from people even when I need to deal with them? It's because there are 100 devils trying to make 100 deals or plays for your soul at all times. There is no such thing. I mean, I'm sure on some ethereal level it exists, cosmic level it exists. It doesn't exist here. There is no trust or love or safety with another person. You can buy it temporarily, or you can rob it at great risk, but the connection is supposed to be the thing within all those, and that doesn't exist. That's not real. I hate being an object. Something either without will or with its will suppressed and denied. And when you're dealing with human beings, that's all you get. With most people, although the extremes probably won't get to this point, this is the machining it's operating on. You obey or you die. It would get to that point if it could. Sometimes it will, but usually it won't be that naked. which coincidentally is where size comes in. Within that structure of communication or interaction, size is as brutish as you can get with it. In typical normal life, it operates on a you do as I say or I'll cause problems for you level. And maybe they will cause problems for you if you don't listen, but in real life, you at least have the capacity to take your HK in one hand and your bayonet in another and punish people for doing that to you. But in size scenarios, you don't have that option at all. A person can kill you with a finger. And that speaks better to the feeling than real life does, because that's the way real life is. You have the ability to go out and punish people, but you aren't going to do that. Meaning you are at people's mercy. And with size, you get to feel what you're feeling. It's like you step into fantasy land to get reality shot straight into your veins. And then the sexual element, that's one of the things. You could argue all of this is sexual. I don't. It is and it isn't. It's another tool, or it's like an animal that has evolved to process these things. If it weren't sex, it would be something else. But the benefit of processing all this sexually is you get that exorcism. Unless you're playing a game like this, in which it gives you that pure strain reality without the release, without the ability to throw it away, let it go, and feel better. You ever have those moments you feel like you're floundering, so you check your notes and you realize you didn't make notes this far? You're flying without any safeties. What do you do when you are confronted with pure pressure and you aren't allowed to release? You feel what I think you're supposed to be feeling, which is fury. I feel Ard and Cade and Eid and Deed by human beings. That's another thing I was thinking about, like what Saint O'Neill said. Life, it's not that life isn't fair, life is very fair, people are unfair. So when I'm talking about all this shit about existence being cruel, existence isn't cruel. Humanity is. The Demiurge didn't do this shit. Satan didn't do this shit. Humans did. And when you're objectified thoroughly in that way, born with a will and then denied it by everyone who should be equal with you, all you want to do is apply the golden rule to them. And I would say with extreme prejudice, but that doesn't even come close to covering the degrees of objectification that need to be committed unto people. I think what I'm trying to do here is find a point. Clearly we haven't found a resolution yet, and we probably won't. But we have at least isolated another little factor to all this. I hate feeling like a tool. I hate having my will repressed and shamed when all anybody else in life does is parade their will around and try to impose it on others. Another fold to this, I think one of the reasons I like rules so much, why professionalism speaks to me, at least when I can be bothered to uphold it, is I think as long as we're all following a set of rules, then we aren't objectifying one another. We are subservient to something that is not us, and it's good that it's not us because we suck. But there are no rules like that. At least none we can detect, determine, understand, apply in any way that is satisfactory to me. And in addition, even if we were to find those rules at this point, I don't know if I would want to abide them. I want to do to people what they do to me so they can feel it. And that's another interesting thing about this Psycho game. It's strongly implied that's what's going on with this woman. What a rush it is to treat people that unfairly, to RKED them in the nakedest ways with zero resistance, or rather, zero ability to resist. And while I'm playing this game, I can't even enjoy it properly. Even though it's good, I don't know if I'll make a review. Art's great, music is surprisingly great, writing is great. Although I have a sneaking suspicion the writing is going to take a shit later. We'll see. But all I can think while I'm playing it is how badly I came here to enjoy powerlessness, and all I'm feeling is angry about it, both in this game and in real life. And all the dreadfully distinct things I would do to this character and to people if, God forbid, I were ever able to turn the tables in a way I would survive carrying out. Okay, I think we'll end it here. I did have some notes about the way penises are evil and men are the devil, but we will save that for another time or never. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't.